Hey everyone, my name is Leo, and today I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's really dark out here and there are probably bears around, and I'm not even joking, there are probably bears because it's the mountains. Today we are going to take a look at one item that I received recently and I want to review today. It's from TesStudio and this is a light bar. And I need to wait a little bit because outside we have, well, it looks like it's pretty nice outside, but unfortunately it's still a little bit cold for this accessory. This is a light bar, it's a windshield light bar, and it requires me to have a little bit higher temperature than it is now because it is using adhesive to be installed on the windshield. And unfortunately I'm not using my garage because my Cybertruck is just sitting over there in front of my house and it's been sitting there for the whole winter.
There is a pry tool inside. I probably now have about 100 of this. An electrical tape, which never hurts to have extra. A bunch of suckers that suck really well, presumably, and the light bar itself. Everything looks easy peasy.
Okay, now let's take a look at the thing itself, and it's made of plastic in comparison with my previous light bar that I installed, which was metal. This one is plastic and it's pretty understandable because it should be installed on your windshield, and for that, on the opposite side, on the bottom, we have a lot of adhesive tape here and also adhesive foam which holds all the electronics and all the wiring inside of the light bar as well, and also it has very long cables for plugging to your truck, which is great. Visually this thing looks stunning, but durability wise I'm not quite sure because this thing is made of plastic and the previous light bar was made of some kind of metal, so this is definitely not as robust as the previous one, but at the same time you're going to install it on the windshield and probably it just doesn't matter. Another concern I have is probably it might scratch over time because it's a very glossy looking plastic and I'm not quite sure will it scratch or not, but we will see, I guess. I hope it will not. And after I unboxed this thing, I unfortunately cannot install it. I need to wait another few days because I need to get at least plus 15 outside, and right now it's plus 8, which is not enough for the adhesive to start working properly on the glass of the Cybertruck. So it's a good thing that we are going to Mexico. Whoa. That was quick. Alright, let's install it then. Before the installation, I want to measure this thing on top of the windshield over there. And, well, it's a good thing that it's pretty lightweight, so I will just put it on top and see what is going on. What I can see, this light bar is not going across the whole windshield, so here it touches the edge, but if I get here I have a gap. Let me figure it out. Okay, I think you can be as precise as you want. I decided to be as precise as I can, so I modeled a couple of templates here that I will put on the side of the light bar, and this way I will make sure that it sits in the middle perfectly.
I quickly designed and printed this, and then I added double-sided tape on the bottom to make sure they can hold the light bar in place. And the rest was simple and easy.
Oh, just look at this. This is an amazing idea, by the way. This thing is not going anywhere. It won't move accidentally. I'll put the link to these files in the description down below, so you, like, if you have a 3D printer, you can 3D print this. Otherwise, if you have another pair of hands helping you, probably you won't have any problems, or you can use any other template made of anything, but I just want to make it as precise as possible. Alright, I think now I'm ready to install it, but before I install it, I need to prepare the surface. And if you have somewhere around a jar of isopropyl alcohol, it's going to be handy in the next few minutes.
We need this alcohol to remove all the dust and make sure that adhesive tape will stick to your nice and clean windshield and the light bar will not go anywhere, especially while you're driving. So make sure the temperature is warm enough and spray, 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 wipe, 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 here and there, and we should be good.
So now it's a moment of truth. We need to remove all these films on the tape. I really hope that I did everything right, because you definitely don't want to screw up this step, because this is adhesive and, well, second time was not as good as the first one. Okay, I got it installed and it's on top of the roof. Now there is one more important step that we need to proceed with. As you remember, we have here a bunch of these suckers that are going to suck the light bar down to the windshield, and it will make sure that it sits there properly and it will not go anywhere. What these things do is basically they have a washer here and a lug nut, and you put your sucker on top of the roof and it will create some of the negative suction down, or just suction. I don't know, I'm not an expert in suction.
The installation of the suckers is pretty straightforward, just don't forget to clean the surface, otherwise the suckers won't suck like they should, and we need that pressure on the light bar for at least 24 hours to make sure the adhesive really grabs onto the windshield and stays put. The last thing was to connect the wires. Don't worry, I checked the light bar in the beginning and it works, and I highly recommend doing the same thing to ensure yourself, otherwise it might be a whole drama that you can easily avoid. To connect wires, I chose these outdoor wire connectors, and they should be completely fine. They contain gel inside that helps to insulate the wiring, and I also used a lot of electrical tape. But you can use different connection types. You can weld them together, you can tie them together, you can even use a trucker's hitch. Don't hesitate to be an artist here.
And just like that, I installed the light bar on top. For now, I need to keep these suckers for at least for 24 hours, but I'm completely fine with it, because it's a time when people say the Cybertruck sucks, and like, yeah, no shit, I even installed some suckers on top. Anyway, so we need to wait until it gets dark and test this thing out. Okay, so it's finally dark outside. It's nighttime, there is a moon just right there, and it means that it's about time to check our light bar, test it out, and all that good stuff. So let's go somewhere and test it, but before that, let's test it in my neighborhood, but quietly. Just don't tell anybody. Okay, so for comparison's sake, this is basically nothing. I can see anything here. This is regular. This is high beam. And this is a light bar. My opinion that it was not too bad, but I still have some doubts that you really understand how bright this thing is. It's pretty bright. It's not like blinding bright, but at the same time it's pretty bright. It highlights everything that you can see in front of your car for sure for like hundreds of meters. I think that we need to go somewhere with a broader environment, I would say, just to show you better what this thing can do in the night. Because the camera does the camera thing and it's not delivering the exact image that your eyes see in the real life. So let's do that and let's see what it's capable of. And the first dark place where we're going to is in the middle of nowhere. No worries, I know the place. I want to test it where it's legal. This sign says that the city of Kelowna ends here. And this is exactly what we need to have around. No city. This kind of road where it's became really handy to have a light bar on top of your truck. It's like, I don't know what that. It feels like a horror game, really. I'm pretty sure there are some bears around here. It's quite sketchy. So if you want to see how is it in comparison with just high beam, this is a high beam. This is a high beam, and this is a light bar, and the difference is drastic. It's crazy. I just stopped in the darkest place surrounded by mountains, and I hear that some post-grunge is playing somewhere. Holy shit. Before we end this video, I would like to mention that if you have any questions about your Cybertruck or accessories, we created a small real-time chat for Cybertruck owners on the Pi Messenger platform that we are making for small communities like ours. If you have any urgent questions that need to be answered right away about anything about a Cybertruck or anything related, the link is down below. It's a small personal project we are creating together that is still developing, and I really hope that you will like it. Okay, it seems I found a relatively dark spot here in the middle of nowhere. There is a city on the other side of this lake, and I believe there are bears around. It's very dangerous because it's April and those bears want to mate, and I don't want to mate with bloody bears.
You're working too hard.
Let's do the thing and finally go home and relax.
And surely enough, the angle is important for your perception. If you take a look from this angle, you can see the difference between no light, the low beams, high beams, and the light bar. But what if I tell you that if we go up, you'll get the difference so much better?
Okay, so this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching it. Thank you, TesStudio, for sending this product to me. It's a nice addition for my Cybertruck because, well, it's a lightweight, sitting on your windshield and just make everything lit. It's a nice light bar, in my opinion. So I'm going to use it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And there are two buttons down below. You can press them in case if you didn't know. And now I'm tempted to go home because it's getting really, really sketchy around and I don't want when it's sketchy. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for your time. See you later. Bye.